What's up everyone, it's Butch from Fitness Psychology, and with this video today I want to talk about some simple habits that you can start to take to lose weight that can help you with your weight loss journey. Now, piggybacking a little bit from my previous video, I was talking about why do people want to lose weight. Remember, is it for the short term or is it for the long term? Are you just interested in losing a few pounds, or are you actually committed to losing weight and keeping it off, and to actually change your lifestyle to be happy with yourself and not feel judgment against yourself or others, or guilt if you gain weight? So remember, why do you want to lose weight? So now, since you have that settled, I want to talk about some simple habits now that you can take to actually start losing weight. And I wanted to keep it simple here. I just want to keep things simple, because when we start to overcomplicate things, we talk about your macronutrients, your proteins, your carbs, your fats, it can just get really intimidating for some people. So I'd rather start off simple first, and then we'll worry about that stuff later. Okay, so I want to start off with just talking about some mindsets here. Some what I want you to think about with weight loss, and just simple things that you need to change your perspective with. So the first habit that I want you to start to think about is, are you overthinking it? The answer is yes. Now, I want you to just kind of simplify things here. A lot of people that I talk with and I interact, they really just really start to get complicated with it. And I just know from experience that just makes you anxious. You get stressed out, you start judging yourself. So you have to keep it simple here. Don't overcomplicate it. Let's start simple here. So all you just need to start doing is, maybe you gotta move more. Maybe you gotta, eat your fruits and veggies. Like, I shouldn't have to say that, but you have to incorporate some healthy foods. So just don't overcomplicate it. Remember, if we're going for the long term, like you should be, to become happier, we have to look at this at a very small steps here, because that's gonna only just solidify those habits, and that's only gonna keep the weight off permanently. The second thing I want you to do is to please don't restrict your diet. Don't restrict your calories so much to the point where you're just constantly starving yourself. It's just not gonna go anywhere. I've seen all the time, and that's what the first thing that people do is they're just like, okay, I'm just gonna just drink water all day and eat ice cubes. That's not gonna work. The key to weight loss is calories in, calories out. It's that simple, okay? So let's keep it that simple. What happens is, a lot of people tend to really restrict their diet. So they really restrict their calories. And what tends to happen is, sometimes when you do that way too much, your metabolism really starts to slow down tremendously. And then that can just leave you kind of stuck and leave you almost in a plateau. So you don't want to do that at all. You just got to kind of restrict things slowly here. So maybe don't eat as many meals. Watch the calories you're eating. So maybe if you start eating salads, that's great, but are you pouring a ton of dressing into it? Are you having a bunch of cheese on it? Whatever the case may be, is watch how much calories you might be eating. Just kind of be a little aware, right? The more aware of what you're eating, the more you can actually catch yourself and not overdo it. So I don't want you to restrict your diet tremendously. I just need you to restrict it in certain areas. Okay, this is the third one. Don't stress about it. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna lose weight. You're gonna gain weight. You're gonna not gain weight. You're not gonna gain weight. You're gonna maybe lose weight. You're gonna gain weight. It's gonna fluctuate, okay? This always happens. I usually notice around 4 weeks, if you're losing weight consistently, right around that 4th or 5th week, you hit a plateau. That is so common. Trust me, don't stress out about it, because when you stress, what happens when you stress? You binge, you eat a lot, you drink a lot. So let's just not stress out about it. You gotta take this in very, very small steps. I'm gonna be saying this a lot throughout Fitness Psychology, because I just want things to be simple here. I really wanna change that perspective of weight loss and how you view it. So try not to stress out about it. If you slip up, if you have a bad meal, because it's going to happen, I'm going to tell you that right now, it's going to happen, that's okay. You're human. I'm human. I like pizza. Okay, fourth one. Don't go on any diets. You hear about them all the time. Do they work? They can. Are they sustainable? Normally not. I like this. How about this diet? Let's just eat our fruits and veggies. Let's just eat some protein. Let's just eat some healthy fats and some healthy carbs. Genius, right? So you have to, what happens is when people go on diets, they restrict something. And so sometimes you restrict something, you tend to slip up a little bit easier. Now, if you want to go on a diet, at least go into it with this idea. You're going to go on a diet, it might work, okay, but then you're going to probably slip up a little bit and you might gain a little bit back. So kind of think of like the net worth here of what's going to happen with a diet. Myself personally, with like all this quarantine and crap, I actually resorted to doing a little bit of keto and fasting, and I have lost weight and it has helped me out tremendously. But am I going to do that forever? No. It's just boring and it gets old. So that's why I don't suggest, I really don't think you need to go on a diet. I just think you need to be just smart on what you're eating. I want you to enjoy food. Like, I don't want you to think you're not allowed to ever have like a cookie again. Like, come on, like when I see a cookie, I want at least like 5 or 10. Okay, fifth thing I want you to think about, you need to actually start believing that you can lose weight. I'm gonna say that again. You need to start believing that you can actually lose weight again. Countless times I've talked to people saying, oh, I'll never lose weight. I'm never gonna look like this. That is getting extremely old, all right? And that's exhausting to hear. If you're just constantly thinking like that in that negative manner, then you know what? You are right. You're never gonna lose that weight. You need to stop believing that because it's not true. You just have to maybe work harder. You have to maybe give it time. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to really view this in a long-term perspective. I mean, remember, I know you can go in the App Store and download something within 5 seconds. That's not how it is with weight loss. Weight loss is something that takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, and it's gonna take some bumps and bruises to get there. Can you get there? Of course. I've seen it so many times. It's so possible. It doesn't matter who you are, honestly. Stop believing that you can't lose weight because of X, Y, and Z, because you're older, because you're a girl, because you're a guy, whatever the case is, stop with the excuses and just start working. So now I want to talk about some things you can actually start doing to lose weight here, okay? And again, these are simple, minor, just improvements that you can start incorporating into your lifestyle that can really make a change if you just keep up with it. The first one, eat whole foods, okay? Eat whole foods. An apple is an apple, all right? Now, when you go to the store and you buy some like apple oatmeal, check the back actually of the ingredients. You're gonna see a lot of shit there that you probably can't pronounce. I know I can't pronounce it. If I can't pronounce like 5 words, I'm done. I don't buy it usually. So whole foods, all right? Eat your fruits, eat your veggies, all right? You have to keep it a good protein source, so chicken, fish. You can eat peanuts, nuts. Any kind of nuts are really good for you. Those are healthy fats. Carbs. So how about you eat some oatmeal, some oats. Eat some sweet potatoes, eat some brown rice, eat some quinoa. There's so many options out there that you can truly start to incorporate, and it's good. Healthy fats like olive oil. I use olive oil on almost like anything. Why don't you start eating avocados? Because those foods taste really good, and you're getting all the nutrients and vitamins that you truly need for your body. Because believe it or not, when you actually incorporate fats into your diet, they contribute to weight loss because of the hormones, or because of the effect it has on your hormones. Okay, tip number 2, why don't you start actually incorporating some fasting? I actually did not like fasting, the concept of it at first, but the more I started doing it, the more I started researching it, I actually really love it because you do start to see the results. You start to feel like more energy, when you actually like don't eat for a brief period of time. So let's just say it's 7 days of the week, right, that you might eat breakfast. So why don't you just pick one day where you don't eat breakfast? Start slow. So I usually eat, my first meal is actually at noon. So I'm probably done eating around 8 o'clock, maybe actually a little bit earlier, 6, 7, 8. So that gives me about like 16, 18 hours of a fast. So that means I'm just not eating anything within that time period. The only thing I'll consume is water. I'll drink water. I'll drink coffee if it's in the morning, or green tea. And that really helps to suppress the appetite, or I might just like bust out a few push-ups. Do fasting pretty slow though. Start out easy. So maybe don't eat for 12 hours. Then try 14, then try 16, then try 18. Everyone's different, so you have to experiment also. There's not one solution that fits all. Everyone's different. That's the beauty of this. Everyone's different, so you have to know what's actually going to work with you. So you have to be aware of how your body is feeling, how you feel when you're going through a fast. But I really recommend to do it just because, again, it's calories in and it's calories out. So when you're not eating, you're not consuming calories, and then you kind of take that total amount out of 7 days. If you actually burned more calories than you consumed, that's how you lose weight. It's a simple math equation. I'm not even good at math. Tip number 3 here, I would move more. It's so simple to not do, but it's really easy to do. Why don't you take an extra walk? Why don't you go up the stairs twice? Why don't you just park farther away when you go outside? Simple things like that can actually add up, honestly. So try to just move more. You will start to see, because when you move, you have to use energy to move, and a calorie is energy. So the more you move, the more you're going to be burning. So keep that in mind. It's a very simple thing to neglect, but it's so easy to just incorporate. Take a walk during lunch. Take a walk in the morning. Take a walk in the evening. You can do this. Tip number 4 here, watch out for your portion control. So you eat 5 meals a day, 4 meals a day, whatever, like how many meals you eat in a day, all right? Let's be aware now of the portion that you're using with those meals. So if, let's just say dinner's your biggest meal, why don't you maybe cut the portion down a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, just a little bit is all I'm asking. Or maybe, so instead of having like a bunch of like maybe carbs on the side, add more veggies to your plate because they have fiber, and fiber gets you full faster. So maybe watch what the portion you're intaking here, and then that will help us start with the calories as well. That will help with the weight loss. So it's not rocket science. That's like why it kind of like gets annoying really, is with weight loss, is they think like, a lot of people tend to think that it's super complicated, and it's really not. We just have to start to incorporate some simple habits into our lifestyle, and that can help jumpstart our weight loss journey there. So everyone, those are just some simple tips and tricks that you can start using into your lifestyle right now to help with weight loss. Remember, it's not only the action you're doing, but it's the thought process, because you don't want to stress out too much about this. When we stress, again, we eat. And then when you're a chronic stressor, you're constantly eating. So that's why you have to kind of be compassionate with yourself. When people are so hard on themselves, that's getting sick. I'm done with that also as well. I can go on a major rant on that. But you have to give yourself some compassion here. It's tough to lose weight, but is it possible? Of course it is, 100%. You just have to be patient with yourself. You have to be consistent with this, because if you try this for maybe a week and you're not losing weight, well, that's because you just tried it for a week. Think of the habits that you have done to get to where you're at right now, because remember, with weight loss, you didn't gain that much weight overnight, so you're not going to lose it overnight. Always remember that. So if you can just start out small, and those small victories lead to big victories, but you have to be aware of what you're doing, because if you're not aware, then you'll fail. But again, you just catch yourself. That's all you have to do. Just catch yourself. this is the journey here. So you're gonna slip up, and please know that. But please know it's super simple to get back on track. Momentum is huge with this stuff. So if you can just start adding all this together and keep it there, you'll definitely lose some weight. I guarantee that. So guys, let me know though, add a comment down below, or message me on what tips or tricks that you have done that have helped out with your weight loss journey, or maybe things that haven't worked and then you need some help with. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to help out. That's the whole point here with Fitness Psychology. But in the meantime, I really appreciate, again, the support you guys are throwing at me. This means the world to me. And I'm on this mission here to help you just become happier and healthier with yourself. So in the meantime, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that like button, follow me on social media, and I will see you guys next time.